I'm Bad Girl, and today we're going to do some basic movements and stretches. All right, we're going to start out with a basic air squat. You want to start, depending on how your legs and posture are, with your feet either under your hips or just outside of your hips. If you're just outside of your hips, you want those toes to point just outwards a little bit. If you've got your feet right underneath your hips, you want your toes pointing straight forward. Your feet should be parallel like train tracks. We're going to go down in this squat. Nice and easy. You're going to go down as far as you can go. If your heels come up, going all the way to the floor, that's okay. We'll come all the way back up. We'll go back down. And up for 2. We're going to do 5 here. 3, 4, and 5. If you hear a pop or a snap or a crackle, that might just mean that you haven't done this movement enough and things are just kind of adjusting. Don't worry too much about it unless it hurts. If you feel any pain at all, stop. Listen to your body. Step side to side a little bit here. Get a little bit of movement. We want to move our arms. And we're going to stop with our feet nice and wide. Toes pointed out, same direction as your kneecaps. And we're going to stretch overhead. Come back up and switch sides. We'll bend this one knee here. Point that toe nice and forward here. Stretch that leg out there. Get a nice deep bend. Come up. Nice deep bend here. Come up. And for 3. And we'll come up here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Walk that foot out. Nice deep bend here. And up. And we'll go for 2. Up. And for 3. All right. We want to do some basic reverse lunges. You want your feet just inside the edges of your mat or under your hips. Your toes should point straight forward, feet parallel like train tracks. And you are going to take one leg and go back, straight back like on a train track. And go down nice and deep. Get a good bend in that front knee. Put that knee down in the back if you have to get all the way down here. And you're going to come up using this front leg for strength and power all the way up. And you'll switch sides and move that other leg all the way back. Get a nice deep bend here. Put that knee down in the back if you have to. And you'll use that front leg for power, strength, and stand back up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Say, all the way down and up. All the way down and up. Last time here for the left. Last time here for the right. Excellent. So the next thing we're going to do here. Next thing we're going to do, bring your feet together. We're going to do a forward fold stretch. Stretch the backs of our legs out. Take a moment to catch your breath if your heart rate is elevated from those movements. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And when we do, we're going to bring our hands all the way over our heads. Ready? Breath in. And when we exhale, we're going to reach down and touch the floor, if we can. If you can't, you can stop here below your knees or here above your knees, but try to come all the way down. And when you inhale, come halfway up. And you can have your hands on your shins anywhere, or just above the knees, or fingers touching the floor here. Exhale and get that stretch again all the way down. And inhale and come all the way up. Hands overhead. And exhale, bring your hands down to your sides. Stand up. That was nice, right? We'll come up to the edge of our mat in the front. And we're going to bring that foot back just like a lunge, but it's going to be a little different. So we're going to bring it back. We're going to put our knee down right away. We'll put our hands down and we'll walk that leg back. Put your foot flat on the floor there so you don't hurt your knee. And you're going to sink into the floor here and get a really good stretch right in front of your thigh in that hip flexor area. We really need this stretch. We do a lot of sitting. So you're probably feeling this a lot right now. It's probably really tight. You might not be down as low as me. You might be somewhere up here. Just bring those hips forward. Tuck your glutes. Tuck your bottom underneath you. Tuck your tailbone. Really drive those hips forward and towards the floor to get a deep stretch there. And breathe into it. As you exhale, deepen the stretch. And on your next inhale now, come on out of it. You can rotate, you can come back. And as you exhale, come all the way back and sit back on that back foot there. Let your hips sink towards the floor here. You can be on your toes in the back, or you can flatten your foot on down. But it's better to be on your toes because that elevates your hips. And point these front toes towards the ceiling. And you're going to lead with your head towards your toes. And keep your heart lifted. Breathe into this. You should really feel this behind your knee. Another important stretch if we sit with our knees bent a lot. On your next inhale, you'll come up onto your knees. And we're going to bring our other foot up to the front of the mat. Nice flat foot here. And come almost like you're in a lunge here and put your hands down. And you're going to walk that left foot back now, all the way back. Put that foot flat on the floor and tuck that tailbone. Drive those hips forward and get that nice deep hip flexor stretch. Remember to really sink into it on the exhale. On your next inhale, you'll come up. And as you exhale, tuck those toes and bring your bottom all the way down. Your heel can come back a little bit on that front leg if it needs to. Keep those hips square. And really sink back here, using your hands for balance. Maybe to help hold your weight. Point those toes towards the ceiling and really just breathe into this stretch and feel it there behind your knee and in that lower hamstring area. If you have pain in your toes, adjust. You may not be able to sink back all the way. Make sure you keep your toes pointed up. And on your next inhale, you'll come on up. Bring that knee back on down. And we're going to sit down now.